What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Technical Tuesday. And for this Technical Tuesday, we're going to be building a trident farm. I know normally we do redstone stuff. Want to start branching out into farms and other stuff, because we've gone through a lot of the basics of redstone. So now we're going to do a trident farm, and then we're going to later on, depending on how this episode goes, we're going to add on a skulk farm to this trident farm, so I can show you guys how to create something like a skulk farm and just like add it onto pre-existing builds or put it in areas of builds. For this trident farm, you want to try to get it be in a river biome. Personally, I like to use a mini map, because personally I'm like modded, that type of stuff. And generally the best type of river is something like this, where it's kind of like rectangular and like it's a big open one. Sure, you can have other ones where it's kind of like this, where it's more of an actual river. Heard those do work. You're just kind of limited, especially with the twists and turns, so it's much more limited. But on something like this, you can have like a much more bigger build area and spawning area compared to just a normal river like this. So to start, you want to bridge all the way up to 266. That is generally that's going to be where the bottom of the spawn platform is. Not the bottom, but like where, like sort of the bottom. It's hard to explain it, because the collection system, we're going to be doing a water collection system where it cascades down. So you want to go up to your 266 to get to the desired height and like spawning area. Because that kind of like maxes out like height and like different spawning mechanics. While still being reasonable. And like it's keeping away from the ground and mountains and stuff, which other mobs could spawn there, taking up the mob spawning cap and lowering the amount of drowns you get. Because a lot of farms like this, where it relies on natural spawning, there's a limit to the amount of mobs that can't be spawned, and the amount of a certain type of mob in one area. So what you want to do is try to maximize the spawning potential for the sphere that you have around you. Because I also like to use mini HUD when I'm doing this as this amazing tool called the shape rendering tool. You can go to here, despawn sphere, add, enable anything outside of this 128 block radius sphere. So this way 128, this way 128 for me, 128, 128, 128. Anything outside of that will despawn if you're standing on this block. You're going to end up being a bit lower due to the collection system and it having to fall down, especially with you wanting them to be one shot. So that is the ideal bit. And as you can see, there's still a large area down here where nothing can spawn. Like nothing can spawn here, so it's forcing those drown spawns into the farm area. So first, what you're going to want to do is obviously build up to 266, like I said. I shouldn't have said it first, but now second, what you want to do is you want to maximize your river area. It's generally best, easiest when making these farms, just to build a rectangle. So it doesn't really matter if you go into the plains biome a little bit right here. So personally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build like about here-ish, something like that, just to slight cut back. I'm later in the video, you'll see where I am in a second. I'm at 256, not 266. I had looked at my notes while I was building, moved everything down, and it's 256, not 266. So build at 256, not 266. Listen to future J-Man, not past J-Man. Alright, now back to past J-Man. Alright, I'm back. I may or may not have used World Edit, because easy, and I'm just trying to teach you guys how to build a farm like this and think like a redstoner / farmer, like, and know game mechanics. I kind of moved this a little bit because you want to try to get as close to that 128 mark as you can while still like being reasonably within a river biome. So all of this is, if I can find biome top left, right there's plains, but there's a lot of river. So river. I go here, I could probably show it better. I don't know why there's some of it that is saying plains. It can be weird like that sometimes. But yeah, there's a fair amount of river biome in the square. So that's what kind of like matters the most. Because the river biome spawns a lot of drowns. I'm realizing how much of this is plains biome. Because this should not be plains right here. This should be river. But it's saying it's plains. But still, yeah, there's still like a fair amount of river biome. So it doesn't matter too much. And then from here, we're going to build the collection system first. So this is where the walls are going to be. So you want to go from here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You just want to do that on both sides. And then you just want to fill in this area. Like I said, I'm using World Edit since I'm trying to teach you guys. I'm not trying to have like 3 hours of footage of me just placing blocks. And that like gumming up my PC storage because storage is expensive. So / replace air cobblestone. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you just want to do that on the other side, but I'll use a trick in a second. Then go down 1. And then you just want to build out. And then over here, actually, we'll do these 7 first. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because you slowly want to branch out and then meet in the middle. And then you go all the way over here. Slash back slash replace air cobblestone. Replace air cobblestone. If my flying would stay. So, and now go down 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then just build all of this out. But for me, I'm just going to fly in cobblestone since massive farm. And you guys don't want to be sitting here for 20 minutes just watching me place a bunch of cobble. Do that. Then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And y'all are still watching me taking a while just to place some cobble. So I will cut back once I'm done placing all of this cobble. Alright, now I'm back. I got the staircases down. You do 7 each time. On this last one, you want to go to a 1 wide or 2 wide wireless stream, depending on how many blocks this was. I just go with whatever size it is. And then in the end, I always suggest at least a 2 wide any direction, a 1x2. Sometimes you want to do a 2x2, but 1x2 also works because you don't want them entity cramming. So then from here, you just kind of want to repeat this progress of 1. Well, actually, first you want to go down 1, 2, and then have this because you do want the 2 walls so they can't get back up. And you want to go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, down 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, down 1. Repeat it on the other side till you meet it in the middle. And then you also want to build up walls here on the outside, and then here on the outside, like this, so that they don't fall out. And obviously you guys don't want to see me placing cobble for like 20 minutes. Well, world editing cobble for 5 minutes. So I'll cut back once I'm done. Alright, I'm back. I know you guys are hearing I'm back a lot this episode, but I've been recording for 50 minutes at this point. even with World Edit, it's taking me a while. But I finally got this cascade done. And then you have this cascade down here into the collection chamber. And you got a 3-block here. And then from there, you just want to grab some water and some signs. Signs. It could be any signs as long as they can be placed on a wall. And you just go here and place those signs. And then you can just go up here and place the water. And it'll just cascade down. I messed up somewhere. That's annoying. There. Boom. So yeah, if you world edit right, you don't have to worry about this. Well, I mean, obviously you guys are going to be building it yourself. So you're not even having to worry about world edit and messing it up. Like I just did. Yeah. Boom. Okay. There. There. And then fix, 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 fix. There. All right. Bruh. Fix. Please. I'm tired of this. All right there. That is placed. Then here's this. That wall. And out this wall. Alright. I'm literally just gonna remove all of this. Alright, there's that. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then right here is where the sign's supposed to be. So just here. Alright. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I really don't know where I messed up. There. I just messed up somewhere in the world edit. It's probably just stood at the wrong spot or something. And now I just go here. Even though I was trying to make it look nice. I'm trying to not take too long on this video, or longer than I already have. So I'm just gonna this, there, go over. Wait, go up, around, well, back down in here. There. Just count to 7 when you guys are placing these, since obviously you're not world editing it like me. Or is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I apparently cannot count. It's supposed to be 7, so that happens. It just keeps flowing. You don't have to use multiple sources of water. There. And I placed that sign too low. Right there. And it's supposed to end like that. And then this will fall down into the kill chamber. But first, let's get the actual spawning bit. So from here, you're actually going to want to water bucket. And then, see, this is how it's supposed to work. This is working correctly. It's just supposed to cascade down like this, and then have signs here so it stops and it doesn't mess up down there. Or what you can use instead is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Break it like that. And then place these. And then if I just cut this water off real quick, let this drain. Now, there's that 2, 1 there. Now, since this is 8, you don't even need these signs because it ends right here. And if you do that all the way down, that will make it so any mob that spawns from up there and falls down to here will just be pushed slowly into the center collection channel. And that center collection channel will obviously get it to that 3 wide area. Obviously, you probably would prefer 2 wide. You could do 1 wide, but you do risk entity cramming. And then it'll fall down to the kill chamber. And then from here, you want to go on the sides. Personally, what I would do in a survival world is just cut these corners right here and build up. And you're going to want to build up until height. Obviously, some of it is going to get outside of that despawn sphere, especially when we move it down to the killing spot area. But it's such a massive farm, it doesn't matter. Because this is like one of the bigger trident farms I've done. This is like a bigger water lake. I've gotten some pretty big ones, but this is by far the longest one. I had one where it's like super long, super wide. I mean, think a little bit shorter than this, but like, and then rotate it 9 degrees. And like this way is the same as this way. And then move it down like a little bit. And then obviously you're going to want to build up these walls. Personally, what I like to do in survival worlds is just lava cast. That's like when you set up some extra blocks and then place down lava, have it go all the way down here. So actually I'll do an example for you. Let's first, I want you on this other side over here. Alright, so move that. So that would be where lava comes from. And then here, 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 here. Wait, put these out 1. Actually, you gotta put them out 2, because that's in 1. Here. And obviously you would extend this all the way down. But since I'm just showing this as an example, I'm not gonna extend it all the way down for my sanity. You wanna do lava. There. And then you want to come down here. And since it would fall on this block here. And just like put up these walls right here. Obviously put them up all the way down. And then you want to do it on both sides. I mean, theoretically you don't have to do it on this side. But with the amount of lava you would do, like even if you were just do like 10 buckets of lava, by the time you wait for it all to get down here, it would like spill over into here and slowly go down. So then when you put water, this is just up a layer and it just is annoying. So you want to do this, but then the water's not going to be able to touch this block. So after you water cast, has to put all the water down, which turns it to cobblestone. You just want to break this and place a block. But obviously we don't want to do that now as the lava is still falling. I'm just going to do time set day. And if this will fall, no, just 1 slash tick sprint slash tick rate 200. And it's still pretty slow because it's lava. And now that's all the way down. You want to go all the way up back here. If you're trying to reuse lava, just pick it up with a bucket, but there, place down the water. As you see, that's all turning to cobblestone, and it'll spill over into there. But obviously this block didn't get turned, so you just place that. And now I'm just going to slash tick rate back down to the normal 20. And then you just want to do that all the way down for all 4 sides. But I don't want to bore you guys with that. And then you'd have to like build up these extra blocks right here and remove these in the end. But it is just faster than collecting however much lava that would end cobblestone blocks that would end up being, because that would be a lot of mining, like a lot, especially with this size. All right, there. So that would just save you a bunch of time. What did I slash undo slash re mm, mm, undo. Did I do that in the wrong spot? Over here. Oh, that's in the right spot. I must have just clicked some block at some point without realizing it. So yeah. Go over here. Boom. Place air cobble. Do all that cobble. Then you gotta do wall 3 and 4. So here. First position. Alright. La-di-da-di-ti, la-di-da-di-doo. Cobblestone is making me more crazy. But it's all worth it since it's for tridents. Tridents. The best weapon in the game. But it's also the worst weapon in the game. Tridents are cool. They look cool. But the Minecraft tridents are not good weapons. They are not. They simply just are not. Minecraft really needs about the bus. No, it's buff. For some reason, I thought it was B-U-T when it's B-U-F-F. My brain just farted. I don't know. You want to buff them? I wish they were buffed. And then after you get those walls up, you want to go to this you want to go to this third bottom layer. Then in survival worlds, I really suggest doing slabs because it is more efficient on cobblestone, especially since you can't lava cast. So you want to here, and then just set all of that to cobblestone. Obviously, do slabs in a survival world for your own sanity. Then you just want to go here, place along this edge every other block, because that'll fill that block into a source block. So you just every other block, so it's all source blocks. There. All right. Or you can use dirt for that layer if you're like later in game, which if you're building this farm, I'm guessing you are. It'd be useful to do an insta break, like dirt with a efficiency 5 shovel, or stone with, I think it's a efficiency 5 netherite shovel and a haste 2 beacon. And so then when you're done placing all of this, you get through this one corner first, then you go this way with it. Go this way, boom. Alright, and as you can see, it's slowly all turning into source blocks, so that's why you make that L shape. Technically, you could just go diagonal with it, but that can be tricky if you're using slabs. So if you're using dirt, then it's fine, but if you're using slabs, then that would get like very annoying. So you just want to do that corner way. That's the easiest. As you can see, it's slowly filling up. You're probably thinking, J-Man Gumming, once you go down here, you break that and let it all flow down, it's just going to ruin this area. That's going to obviously be filled with water. So, slash give J-Man Gumming potion, and it's effect, no, slash effect, give J-Man Gumming, night vision, infinite. Alright, so go down here. I'm just gonna place these signs real quick. I'm gonna finish setting up this water area and slash game mode P slash difficulty peaceful, just for entertainment purposes. So once I finish getting all of this set up, I will cut back and show you guys what I'm talking about. Alright, I'm back. And then obviously here, you place the signs. World Edit makes it sound like this, but in actuality, you would place one sign off the other. But World Edit, so that. And then over here, you want to go water 1, 2, third block. And then from there, you just want to place signs until this entire layer is filled. That entire layer. So if I go over all the way over here, and then now get over here. 1, 2, 3. Second position. I should have set that to first position. I messed up. Now I need to go all the way back over here because World Edit likes to World Edit, and that's the parameters World Edit works. So over here, slash replace air sign air oak underscore sign. So now they have all the signs here. You want to do signs because mobs can fall through, but the water stops. And then if you go up here, and then you gotta remove all of this cobblestone. So obviously I'm using World Edit, but you're gonna be in survival. So then you're just gonna wanna, like I said, slabs are most efficient cost-wise, but dirt, soul sand, that type of stuff is most efficient mining-wise. So take your pick, choose your poison or whatever the term is. Let's replace cobblestone air there, and then all this water will fall down. And then you want to take that same dirt or slabs you used down there and then fill this top layer up with them. So then when it's daytime out, because when it's like this, the first, like, I want to say 8 blocks, drones just can't spawn in once daytime out. I mean, theoretically, you could just leave it open, but that's up to you. Then slash replace air cobblestone. And now that you have that roof on, it will increase drown spawning. So drowns will spawn a lot faster. And now if we go down here, we're going to want to bring this, where does it meet? Right here. These center 3 block channel down from here. You want to go down, I want to say it's, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, and a slab. I think that's it. It could be less. I'm just gonna go right here, summon drowned. Wait, we're in peaceful. Game difficulty hard. It could be easy, medium, or hard. I'm just doing hard because also drowns will have like different health, and we're trying to get them down to 1 each, like half a heart. So sometimes this will work, and other times the drowns will just immediately die due to fall damage. But you want it like this, so then you can have hoppers under here, and then you can take a sword, and then you can get something like get looting 3 on it, and also sharpness 5 and sweeping edge 3 are all the best. So here, then 1, 2. And as you can see, that this run fell from up top. So let's go here, here. Put that like that. 3 slabs. Alright, there. And then from there, you're going to want to stand like right here. So let's do HC. Move this here. And then you can just kill that drown very easily. The sharpness 5, looting 3. So that'll make it so you get more stuff. And since we move that despawn sphere to be where our AFK spot is, as you can see, some of it is cut off. Obviously, that's up to you how much you want cut off. And then you're going to want to light up here up with something like a torch. Oh. So you're probably going to want to do half slabs, or you're just going to want to bring it down a layer, or you're just going to want to not do it. Actually, personally, most of the time, I straight up just don't put the cover on. I'm usually too lazy. I'm like, normally it works fine enough. But as you can see, that's sort of affecting spawns. But as we go down, there's still a lot more drown spawning, so it doesn't really matter that much. And if we go up here, obviously we're getting some right here, so I'm just going to place some water. Alright. Alright. Water. Boom. Alright. There. Place that. Place that. There. Boom. Boom, boom. Alright. There. And now, see, some of them are dying. Just, most of them on this side are dying because they fell and took some pre-existing fall damage. But as soon as we get one that didn't take fall damage, it should be fine. But as you see, we're still getting a bunch of loot. Mostly, maybe you want to, maybe it's 21 and a half. Maybe it was up, 1 or 2 more. Let's just put it up 1 or 2 more. Just, you want to try to find the sweet spot for you where they're still taking enough damage where it's like nice, but they're not taking so much damage that they're dying. That majority of them are dying. So you want to try to find that sweet spot. Everyone has like a different ratio of how much they want to die. So you just gotta play around with it. Still, as you see, looting 3, you're getting a bunch of loot really quick. And the longer you stand in this one spot, the more there will spawn. Obviously, if we do times day / time set day, it will be easier. We'll be getting more because there won't be any mobs on the roof of this. But as you can see, they're falling down. You're getting loot, and that's just how to build a simple drowner farm. Obviously, you want to you're gonna want to entirely close this. So, boom, just boom, there, here, and there. All right. Yeah, and then if you're trying to save resources here, it doesn't really matter that much. So you could do it like this, where it's kind of layered. Obviously, sometimes babies can slip into this, so I don't really recommend it. But if you're trying to save on resources, depending on the size of your farm, that's what you can do. And then, thank you for watching. I don't know how long this video actually has been. And then, let's just, in conclusion, this real quick. In conclusion, big box, make a lot of waterfall, do signs, and then do a collection system that brings them to one center point, makes them fall so they take enough damage, and then you can kill them in one swing with a sword, and then have it collect into a sorting system. However you like, you could just do chests, you could do an actual automated sorting system. I can show that for the next video. And then obviously just build it up, because you want only drowns to spawn. So you want to have a big despawn, big gap between you and any spawnable ground, as much as you can get. Sometimes it's not perfect, and you want to do it in a river biome. So then that's one of the faster drown farms that's more reasonable. There is another kind. I know Tango Tech made it one time on Hermitcraft season 9, maybe it was season 10. I think it was either season 10. It was season 10, where it takes advantage of the drowned spawning reinforcements, because the drowned will spawn reinforcement zombies. It might be fixed. So basically, what was supposed to happen is when you hit any undead mob, like a zombie drown, the desert version of it too, it will call in reinforcements, but due to a glitch, that reinforcement would be a normal zombie. Instead of a drown calling in a drown, it'd be a drown calling in a zombie. So then you would go, have them walk towards you, and then they would drown, and then you have them go through water very slowly. Yeah, and you'd use soul sand to limit their speed, that slowly go through the water till they drown and become drowned, and then they'll come in and can kill them really easily. And this is for a copper farm, so you wouldn't be able to get tridents from it. But if you're looking for fast copper without having to mine out trial chambers and stuff, you could do that. I can cover that in a later video if you like. But for trident farms, this is it. And if they ever do patch it, where the drowns call in reinforcement drowns, and those reinforcement drowns could theoretically have a chance to have a trident, since they're naturally spawning drowns, and then that would make it a trident farm. But for now, this trident farm design is just the most practical one used by the entire community, and then just change it to fit your needs. And obviously you can see, as I've been here talking, it's stacked up a fair amount of drowns. You get a lot of XP from it, a lot of drops. And then, so thank you guys for watching again. I hope after editing this video isn't too long, because this was an hour and a half of recording. And so that's why I'm not doing the Skulk Farm add-on. Since technically you can add that onto any farm like this. I just like to do my drown farms because it's just easiest. Since they're already pretty high up, you don't have to worry about other mobs and stuff. So, I will see you guys tomorrow for Reading Wednesday. Next week I'll probably add a redstone sorting system to this. And thank you guys again for watching. And I'll see you in the next one, and make sure you keep on gaming, gummers.